Okay.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Hadia, working as a technical recruiter in Integlio Systems. In my last 4 years of experience, I have helped different clients across the border to fulfill their different hiring needs. Like I have worked as a technical recruiter at Upwork, and I am a business graduate in major HR from Superior University, and I have core experience in talent acquisition. And you can say I'm striving to shape the future of hiring by breaking down the stereotypes, making it easier for businesses to connect with top talent. I have a vast network of top talent that I recruit, vet, deploy for companies to make hiring faster, easier, and cost effective. And I'm here today to talk about the most common yet most crucial topic, writing an effective CV and resume. When we talk about CV or resume, most of the time people think that both are the same. But CVs and resumes are both professional documents that can get you interviews, but they're not entirely the same. I'll explain the differences between a CV and a resume so you can decide which one is best for your job application. Have you ever asked yourself what is a CV exactly? Does the difference between a CV and a resume not seem clear to you? If you have done this, you are not alone in this. Believe me. However, the whole CV versus resume concept isn't as hard to grasp as you might think. You can learn when to write a CV and when to write a resume. When's the best fit for your job hunt? If you talk about the resume, a resume is a 1 or 2 page summary of your work experiences, key skills, and job related qualifications. The resume is very specific, you can say. It showcases only the most relevant experiences. And next thing is resumes emphasize work experience and job skills and place less weight on a candidate's education. You can say it's a snapshot of overall career. If you see the resumes, they are used to apply for all the jobs. If you are applying for a nursing school, if you are applying for an administrative job, for HR, for marketing, for finance, it will be used on all other jobs. The average resume length is 1 page and it includes your last 10 to 15 years of work experience. When we talk about the CV, it's short for curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae means course of life in Latin. It's very comprehensive because it presents all your academic achievements like your grants, your scholarships, your fellowships, your honors and rewards and awards too. But a CV is used to apply for graduate school, in PhD programs or positions in academia only. They are not going for like all the jobs. They are going like for academia only. Or in Pakistan, we used to see the CV in government jobs too. When you talk about the content of the CV, it highlights your credentials. It has a full history of your professional career, including your publications, your conferences, your teaching experiences, your entire educational history, dissertations, research projects, memberships, and much more. Additionally, there's no limit to how long a CV can be. It grows over a lifetime as you add new information, or it can run over 10 pages in length sometimes. Let's talk about the types of the resume. Most commonly, there are 3 types of resume formats. First one in chronological, second one is functional, and third one is combination. You will see another type of resume that is targeted resume. I'm not describing it here because it's not enlisted in the types of resume yet, but it's considered as the 4th type of resume worldwide. I'll talk about it later. The table below describes and gives the pros and cons of each type of resume. When we talk about the chronological resume, it lists your work history in reverse order, starting with your current or most recent job and working backwards. It's the most common type of resume you are doing since the graduate school, and it comes with the advantage of easy to write because it emphasizes steady employment record. Employers like to see job titles, level of responsibility, and dates of your work history. Then the chronological resume is the best. But the disadvantage is that employment gaps will be highlighted in this type of resume. Skills can be difficult to spot unless they are listed in the most recent job. This type of resume is best used to emphasize past career growth, employment in the same career, or when the name of the former employer is significant to the prospective employer. When we talk about the functional resume, the second type, they are also called skill-based resumes. As this name signifies, functional resumes focus on the skills and strengths important to the employers, and they omit specific dates, names, and places. That's the advantage of it. Because in chronological resumes, specific strengths and transferable skills might not be obvious when outlined in purely chronological order. From employer's perspective, this type of resume is discouraged, because it doesn't provide detailed work history and content may appear to lack the depth. It makes them think you may be trying to hide your age, your employment gaps, your lack of experience, your lack of career progression, or underemployment, you may be. So you can use this type of resume to emphasize transferable skills you have used in your volunteer work, paid work, or coursework. If you are a new graduate, or you have limited work experience, or you are changing careers or doing freelancing work, this type of resume best suited for you. Now comes the combination resume. You can say the hybrid resume, like the name says. This type of resume is a combination of both chronological and functional resumes. And it blends the flexibility and strength of other two types of resumes. You can write out about robust professional summary and skills section, then include a chronological work history. Towards the bottom of the resume, you can include your education and skills training too. These resumes show off a strong employment record with upward mobility. You can show how the skills you have used in the past apply to the job you are seeking. As these type of resumes emphasizes transferable skills because of the length, work history is often on the second page and employer may not read that far. You can use when you are making a career change and names of the former employers may not be obvious to the prospective employer, or to show off your skills developed throughout your work history instead of the specific positions you have held. Then there's a fourth type of resume, that is targeted resume. As the name signifies, this type of resume target only one type of job. If you are applying, if you have a different backgrounds in education, like you have done your bachelor's in marketing and then you pursue your master's in computer science, for example, and you have both types of expertise with you, and you are applying for a software engineering job first, and then you see the type of the job that your bachelor's best suited. So you will be making two types of resumes, the one for the finance job or the marketing job, and the one for your computer science background job or the software engineering job. So these type of targeted resumes are used for when you are applying for a particular job or you are targeting the particular career. So we are done with the types of the resumes, and the next comes the most difficult job, you can say, how to write a resume. Well, I will conduct thorough session on how to write a resume, but for instance, we will look at the basics based on my research and experience. There's a 4-step plan to write the perfect resume. I would advise you to pick up a notepad or a pen with you so you can write these steps with me. The first one is keep it simple. Keep the statements simple and to the point. If you know that you only have 10 to 30 seconds to impress an employer, what would you do? How would you catch recruiters' attention? People get confused when we talk more, right? Like I am right now. So don't use complex vocabulary or don't overwhelm the recruiter with too much information. Keep the statement simple and to the point in the resume. That is, you can say, the rule of thumb for the resume. Second comes if you can see the example I have listed here is if I say on the resume that I was responsible to develop a clear-cut hiring plan that defines the roles my company plans to recruit for, when and where those job opportunities will be posted, and the evaluation strategies through which we'll identify top candidates, no one will get the idea what I'm talking about. If someone is not from my background, is not from the technical recruiting, is not from the strategy HR, he or she will not know what I'm talking about right now. So what I have to do is keep this statement simple and say more in less words. So I'll write design and implement overall recruiting strategy. That's the crux of that statement I have listed above. Okay. So the second rule of thumb is begin the statement with an action verb that describes what you did. Harvard has a list of powerful action verbs that you can use in your resumes. But be careful to use the most appropriate action verbs because the action verbs that you place in the beginning of a description should match the experience you are trying to showcase in that description. For example, if I use cooperated to highlight the team working skills or expedited for time management skills, that makes sense. But if I am using the word collaboration to highlight my team working skills, or I am using the word analyzed, or what I can say, whatever is that. But I mean to say what action verbs I am using should match the description I'm highlighting or I am saying. Like in the above example, if you can see, I'm talking about designing or implementing the recruitment strategy. If I will write about I have coordinated and implemented overall recruiting strategy, that would be a wrong statement. So use that action verbs. You can visit the Harvard list of powerful action verbs for the idea. They have enlisted all the action verbs that are used in the resumes or that are ATS friendly. So you can use that, but with a relevant statement, right? The third rule of thumb is statements should contain the impact of your work. It means you should be able to show the impact that you have had by doing the actions that you have listed in your resume. The purpose is to highlight how you add value or how you make a difference. So in listing only job description is not enough. You must add your accomplishment statements and results to describe your experience. To quantify your information, use strong action verbs. Strong action verbs with strong numbers followed by strong results. So what type of action, how to add value? That question might come into your mind. So there's a few things you can do, like you can use a range if you are doubtful about the number. For example, if I write about how like I reached out to 80 to 100 clients to make sales. That's the range. Because if I'm working in the sales or marketing, I might not know how much clients I have reached out in a single day. So I'll use the range here. Okay. So second one is if you don't know the range or that is not applicable to your job, you can use the frequency when talking about a task. For example, solved or completed 15 to 20 complaints per day. Okay. So that's the frequency of the complaints. You can also use rankings to show your aptitude. For example, you can say received Employee of the Month award or received the best team player award or received the most valuable team member, like this. Besides, you can also use scale to show the impact. For example, supervised a team of 4 recruiters or you can make do with percentages, like increased employee retention rate by 5% or decreased employee turnover by 10%, like this. Okay, you can use it according to your job type or your job role, right? Last one is place the summary skills at the start of the statement. What's this? A skill summary is used at the start of the description of your statements. You will need to categorize your achievement as a skill and write that first before quantifying or describing the impact. For example, if you write supervised a team of 4 recruiters, we are highlighting my team working skills. You know, that's a wow moment for a recruiter, as we spend only 6 to 7 seconds on one resume and summary skills just catch our sight. Because we are looking for sometimes we are looking for some of the soft skills in the candidates. So I have described a list of top and desired soft skills that we look for. Like we are looking, the most demanded skill right now is problem solving, critical thinking, flexibility, communication, teamwork, and etc. You can read that. After that, now what comes? After you have write your resume, what to do next? Now you have to tailor your resumes to the relevant job descriptions. After doing everything, you still are not getting the interview calls, right? Sometimes that happens. Have you ever wondered what's going wrong? Rejection is a part of job search. Okay, that's not demotivating. Not everyone gets an interview or job offer. Do you know what else is a part of a job search though? Getting your resume discarded before the recruiter even gets a chance to see it. That's so exhausting, you know. To reach the recruiter, in most cases, your resume should first pass an applicant tracking system that we call an ATS. And here's the thing, over 70% of the job applications fail to pass, right? Because once an application for the job comes in, the system scans it, and the ATS divides the resume in a different resume sections like work experiences, education, skills, languages, certifications, etc. If it then searches for a specific keywords and qualifications to see whether you match the job descriptions or not. I know that's overwhelming. Let's illustrate with an example. You are applying for a marketing manager position. Your resume summary writes marketing manager with 4+ years of experience in a corporate environment. Good eye for design with experience in a creating marketing materials with Canva. Intermediate copywriting skills, having worked on the company website, flyers, and several other content pieces. That's what we read. But what ATS reads? Marketing manager, 4+ years of experience, good eye for design, Canva, copywriting skills, and then matches it to the job description we have listed in the ATS. Okay, what ATS will do? Marketing manager, check. 4+ years of experience, check. Good eye for design, check. Canva, check. Not check, copywriting skills. Why it happened? Because copywriting skills were not listed in the job description, and if your resume does not match the basic list of the requirements, it's automatically discarded, and it reached to the, you can say, trash of the ATS. If it does, then it's ranked by the if it match the basic list of requirements, then it's ranked by the relevance. The best resume goes on the top of the recruiter's pipeline in the ATS. That's you say, if you are making your resume, you have to learn 2 things: how to catch the eye of the robot, like machine, and how to catch the eye of the human, like recruiter. So it's very crucial to tailor your resume to match the job description. Recruiters are looking for relevant skills and achievements. By incorporating them into your resume and cover letter, you will deliver an application that perfectly matches the job description, job posting, and passing the ATS, and instantly grabs recruiters' attention. So start hunting for the keywords and craft a resume that is perfectly tailored to land your dream job. To help you with that, I have enlisted some of the free ATS scanning systems you can use in your job hunt. You can test your resume with any of these ATS. It's your call. Now comes the 6-second resume test. Have you ever wondered how to pass the 6-second resume test or how to make an impression with the recruiter? But first, what is the 6-second resume test basically? It's a term that refers to one simple truth. Your resume needs to quickly capture a hiring manager's interest. If your resume has passed the ATS, keep in mind that there's a list of resumes that pass the ATS, and you must need to catch the recruiter's attention with your for all the right reasons. You say, I'll show you how. Average recruiter scans a resume for 6 seconds before deciding if the applicant is good fit for the role or not. In other words, to pass the resume test, your resume only has 6 seconds to make the right impression with a prospective employer. As a result, it's important to make it as easy as possible for the reader to skim and identify your most important selling points. Consider the top third of your resume to be a snapshot. In this section, include everything that reader needs to know and understand about your job goals, qualifications, and how to reach out to you if they are interested in your candidacy. Here are a number of elements every person should consider when crafting their resume and telling their career story. These critical elements can help you pass the 6-second resume test. The most crucial thing is the name. Include your name at the very top of your resume as it appears on your LinkedIn profile and other job search materials. The next comes your professional title. When someone takes a look at your resume to see if you pass the test, there should be no question as to the type of the role you are targeting in your job search. Include a professional title that states your intent. For instance, you may put full stack developer or system engineer or entry-level marketing professional, depending on your level of experience and target role. There are numerous vacancies or numerous positions in one company, and someone might not know for what position you are applying. So your resume tells that. The third one is contact information. Believe me, many of the resumes lack contact information. So must include your mobile phone number and an email address you have designated for your job search. It's not necessary to include your full mailing address at the top of your resume. Instead, you can share the city if you are searching for a job close to home, or you can remove location information entirely if you are interested in relocating for work. Okay, so the next thing is your certifications. If you have a certification or advanced degree that's considered valuable in your job career, you can, such as an ACCA, MBA, or PMP, or SHRM, then include it after your name. Or you can also post a logo of that certification at the top of your resume. You may ask me why, right? Include this information at the top. Why to include this information at the top, by leading off with the acronyms at the top of the resumes, you are ensuring the recruiter doesn't accidentally overlook one of your selling points. If there is a position for a project coordinator or a project manager that requires PMP, then the recruiter, then the PMP certification logo or PMP certification with your name will rushly catch the recruiter's attention, and that is one of your selling point. Okay, the next thing is core competencies. You would assume that the person reviewing your job application must have a good understanding of your field and the position they are helping to fill, right? But that's wrong. Unfortunately, the first few reviews of your resume will most likely be conducted by an applicant tracking system and a junior level sourcer or HR coordinator. To help get past these initial gatekeepers and pass the ATS resume test, it's important that your resume incorporate a number of key phrases and terms that summarizes your expertise. That's where the core competencies section comes into play. Just below your professional summary, include a few columns or rows of terms that give the reader a good sense of your areas of expertise. Like hiring for developers, we look for the we specifically look for the tech stacks or the languages they have worked on while skimming the resumes. It's an easy way to uncover this information is by reviewing job descriptions that interest you and taking note of the terms that routinely pop up on these job listings. You can also copy and paste number of job descriptions into a free word and phrase frequency tool like onlineutility.org text analyzer to identify the most frequently mentioned terms. It will show you. So we are done here, and now you know how to make your resume ATS friendly. And I'm open to all the questions.
Hadia, please check chat box.
Okay. Okay, I have 20 years of experience with many career shifts. How can I trim my CV? Okay, I have told you that you can tailor your resume as the combination type if you have different career shifts or you are going to move your career or you are going to change your career. The combination resume type is best suited for this type for the 20 years of for the career shifts. Next one is I have received. Okay, let me read that. Zuhair, you have received many rejections because your resume, I have told you that SMEs and big organizations are now using ATS to skim the resumes first, and then the resumes goes to the recruiters. So you must tailor your resume according to the JDs, according to the job descriptions. When you see a job posting or a job listing, there's some point bulleted. You can see some bullet points there, and you can change your resume or tailor your resume according to that. For instance, you can enlist your expertise or your skills relevant to the responsibilities mentioned in the job descriptions. Uh, Sumbal Rahman, you are a teacher and a salesperson too. Sumbal, that's not a good idea to include everything in one CV or one resume because the hiring manager might get an idea that you are not a long-term worker or you are not a committed person because you have two careers and you can move to any one of these in the any time of your employment. So that's not a good idea to show that. However, you can enlist as or you can tell him or tell them in the interview that you have a vocation or you have a different type of volunteer work or you have a part-time job you are doing for your interest or for your for as a hobby. You can tell him or tell her like that, but you cannot enlist everything in one resume. That's a bad idea and that's a turn off. Yeah. I don't know who have asked this question. If one qualification is missing, our CV will not be ATS approved, so we should not apply for the jobs unless we fit 100% the job description. Actually, that's the problem. We apply to any of the job descriptions or any of the job postings anyway without reading the job description or without seeing the qualifications or eligibility criteria. So you can apply for the jobs you fit 80%, but you cannot go for like if the job demands an entry level fresher or an entry level candidate and you are a mid career professional and you apply to that job description anyway, that's a bad idea. You should not be doing that. uh, Okay, internships. Internships durations. Internship durations matter a lot. Because most of the time when the employer is looking, or when the hiring manager is looking for a person who is like have 1 year of experience, so your internship experiences will add value to that, because maybe you have a work experience of 7 months and you have done 2 internships that will make up to the 1 year of experience. So that's a good idea to add there. But if you are a senior level person, or you are a mid-level professional, so you don't need to add internship experiences. Internship experiences matter when you are at entry level, or you are a fresher, or you have like 1 or 2 years of working experience. Okay, and the next thing is, if you have done irrelevant internship experience, that you can add that. You can mention that because you have done internship in this, in sales or marketing, and you have identified that you might not fit in the in this job, so you switched your career to HR. That will give the idea that you are an analyzer, and you have analyzed in during your internship that which type of career you will pursue in the future. So that's not a bad idea to add. You can add that. Mahim, can you please explain what type of engagement is that? If he is looking for community work, so he can he or she.
I feel like Miss Hadia, he is looking for a job. That's why he wants to engage with the current market. So if somebody is retired, what he or she must do? What do you think? What is the current market trend?
Actually, that depends on his expertise or skills, but retired professionals are getting a very handsome amount in the market right now. So that must not be an issue for him. He can or she can sorry, Muhammad Ali. Okay, he can add the relevant working experience in his working journey, or in his professional life, and then can apply. But in Pakistan, only the retired army professionals get a job in the private sector if they have like 60 plus years, and they are looking for a job. Then he should look for some type of consultancy work, or he can look for a contract job. That I think that will best suit him. No more questions. So Mahin, are we wrapping up here?
Yes, thank you, Miss Hadia, for your time, and we hope to catch you the coming month with more learning towards human resources. And thank you, audience, for joining in. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Thank you, Miss Hadia, again.
Thank you so much, everyone. You can connect me on LinkedIn or Twitter. I'll be available right there. And thank you so much, everyone.